Hi, friends. How's it going? How are we doing? It's Monday. I am exhausted. I don't know. I haven't been sleeping super well the last couple of days, and it's not great. But you know what? We're gonna do fine. We're gonna make it through it. It's gonna be okay. I think some of the issues that I've just been like, the weather's changing, so I've been like in pain. Everything hurts. But I got a lot done today, so maybe that's why I'm as tired as I am as well. Who knows? Anyway, hello, it's Monday. We're playing some more Bioshock today. Which is great, because I'm excited to play some more of this. And it's been a bit. It's been a while. It's like 5 days. That's a while. But yeah. I think I'm gonna try and do our like regular schedule. I think I'm gonna try and stream for 4 hours today, but we will see. At the same time, we might switch the schedule back to doing like 3.5 hour streams. But starting a little earlier. I kind of like having more of my evening open to like hang out with people if I so want to. But we will see. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, like I said, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope things are good. And yeah. Like I said, I'm super excited to play more of this dang game. It's gonna take me a minute to like remember how to play, because it has been nearly a week. And that's fine. But I think we stopped, like, just before some combat, so it should give me a chance to figure out what's happening. What were we doing? We were trying to... I mean, we've got Elizabeth, so we're running away from everybody. I think we just got ambushed. Also, this is incredibly bright and looks washed out, and I don't like that. So we're gonna fix that, maybe? Am I just not seeing brightness settings? There they are. I just wasn't seeing them. Okay. I always forget that this game is much brighter than the other Bioshocks. That looks 100 times better. Oh! How do I... There's zoom. Okay, great. Great!
Find some genuine lockpicks. I might be able to get this door open.
I
Sure
have...
have some interesting things on the other side.
You want to take a look at this?
I did it. I found a lockpick. Do the thing, Elizabeth.
It's done.
Dang. Also, did it say I had 5 lockpicks? That seems like a lot? I mean, I'm not gonna complain about having that many. I was gonna say too many, and it's not. It's not too many. Give me you.
Nice.
I should probably keep dumping those into health rather than my shield. But the shield's been kind of nice so far, you know? Do I want this? Kind of. Can I?
Can you open this?
Come on.
Oh, that requires 5 lockpicks. Jesus.
All done.
Okay, maybe that's why they were giving me so dang many. I understand. It's a lot of money, though. Can I... Do I want this or the pistol? Kind of want this. Sorry, contemplating. I forget that I can only hold 2 weapons at a time, and that's tragic, honestly. Also, we hate it here. Do I not have...
Can't shut up tight. Now how
That's
are we
fine.
gonna get to the airship?
Let me see if I can get that gate open by hand.
And I can only shuffle between two. Give me your things.
Found
I have
some
a lot
money.
of money.
Soldiers Field, built in 1903 by the hand of our prophet.
Interest is a profit having a bunch of carnies and carousels.
The place is themed to acquaint children with national service.
Yeah.
You mean the military?
Train up
Hi,
a child in the way
Lou.
he should go.
How's it
even when
going?
he's
How are you
old
doing?
and hurtful.
Did you write that?
No.
How is it hanging? We love indoctrinating children with nationalist ideology. What could possibly go wrong? Glad you're doing well. I'm doing good. I'm really tired. I haven't been sleeping the best. But I also got, like, a lot done today. So we're just taking it easy this evening. But aside from that, I'm doing pretty dang alright. It's nice seeing ya.
You could
Right,
try
I'm supposed to...
forcing it open.
No, I understand, Elizabeth. I'm doing it. Right? It's just a good day to be tired. I don't know what it's like where you are, but it's, like, super gloomy outside right now.
Who needs the power company?
Which, like, is my favorite kind of weather, but it definitely makes me, like, even more tired. Give me that. Hello?
There it is. First lady. Looks like it's heading
Oh.
for the dock.
That will take us to Paris.
Just stay close.
Yes,
Like I
Mr.
said, it's just
Call me
a
Booker.
it's just a good day
Booker.
to kind of be tired. Can I put my gun
Should
away?
we head to the gondola or take a look around the boardwalk?
I don't think I should
Suppose
be
a place
walking
like this
around
might
with
have
my
much
gun
more fun.
out.
Our ice-cold Colombian ice cream is a culinary Hey, I worked hard for that!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Get him!
Well, I didn't actually take it, I just looked! I figured these were Skyrim rules. Oh, I just killed that man in front of this child. Could have gone better. Sorry, kiddo. Enjoy your ice cream, everyone. Sorry I did a murder.
Gotcha, Fox!
What? Oh, hi. Can we not? Maybe? Hey! Let's not. Emma!
Emma get an underscore as rating with a party of 14. Kaysh
Hello,
and the gang welcome
friends.
you.
How's it going? Welcome in. P-Joff, Emma, hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, Raiders. How is it going? How are we doing? Welcome. How are things? Let me get you a shout out. Sorry, I was trying to tap out of my game and it wasn't working. But it's fine. We did it. What were you doing? How are you liking Elden Ring? How are you liking it? But yeah, hello, welcome in, Raiders. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kayshurrr. You can call me Kaysh. I am a queer horror and mystery game streamer. We like to play spooky stuff over here. Yeah. Emrageddon, hello and welcome. You're wrecked over and over again? I mean, that is the Elden Ring experience, is it not? Yeah, welcome in, everyone. Like I said, I tend to play horror games over here. Currently playing some Bioshock Infinite. Not the scariest game at all, but it is one that I haven't played since it came out, so it seemed like a fun thing to check out, especially since we've played the other two Bioshocks recently. Yeah, welcome in. Because I tend to play spookier stuff, There tends to be some fairly heavy content warning, or heavy content. So this is an 18 plus space. And we also offer content warnings for every game that we play. So if you ever need to check those out, !CW, we'll pull that up for you. Otherwise, yeah. Who's the rapper? Where? Who? What? Let me see, what else? I think that's all I really have to say. Emma and friends, y'all have been streaming or watching streams for a good long while. If you need to take a break, feel free to do so. I've only just started streaming, so I will be here for a while. But it's very important to me that you take care of your dang selves. So if you need to, get up, do a stretch, get some food, get some water. Yeah, just take care of yourselves. Like I said, I'll be here if you decide you want to hang out and stuff. Get some dinner! Get some dinner, buddy! You need food, especially if it's 11:20 at night. Go get some dang food, bud. But yeah, like I said, if you do want to hang out, oh, yeah, it's just the music. I've got pretzels. This is Son of the Moon by Marcus D. I just put music on when we're on the screen. Oh my goodness! Y'all. Y'all. It is super late. But like I said, if you want to hang out with us, feel free to do so. We would love to have you here. But, no friends in the background. I can turn that down just a little bit, though, if it is too loud. But yeah, like I said, if y'all have to raid and run, I fully understand. I super appreciate you bringing your friends over, though, Emma. And I hope if you do stick around, you enjoy what we got. Yeah, like I said, we're doing some Bioshock Infinite. We only played a couple of hours last time, so we're still fairly early into the game. Oh, I am incredibly bad at video games, so heads up on that. Sir, get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Like how this game is yelling at me to use my vigors, and I have. Can I have this, please? I don't like the rifle. It's not great. We're not enjoying it. I think I'm gonna go back to our pistol. Excuse me, I'm hitting the wrong button.
What's that?
What's what? Where are you going? Okay, okay, Elizabeth.
Why you were hired to come and get me?
I imagine they were
How
interested
did
in meeting you.
end up back
No
there?
doubt for lockpicking lessons. I never even heard of this place before I got here.
But yeah, it's been like about 5 days since we
Guess I
played
got a bit
last,
behind
so
current events.
apologies if I'm not doing too great. I gotta get used to playing it again. I've played some games in between, which makes it a little more difficult to do anything. But that's fine. Give me this. Do you have... Yeah, let's do it. Let's purchase it. That is basically all of my money gone. Which is unfortunate, but you know what? That's okay. I do like the crow move.
What are you, Mr. Dwarf? Some sort of...
I'm a independent contractor.
Is that what
Used
we're
to work
calling
for
it,
the
buddy?
Pinkertons and such. Not something you
Also-
want gracing a resume.
Pinkertons. Aren't they the ones they'd call
Oh!
to settle things in the woods?
That would do it.
Oh, that's a
That
weird
would
thing.
definitely do it. Glad you got it figured out, though. Oh. Very nice. But yeah, glad you figured it out. We're, hi, kitten. Oh, Hi! Got a key cat over here. What are we doing and where am I going?
Mr. DeWitt, is there a woman in your life?
Why do you want to know?
She died.
How?
Giving birth.
Oh. You have a child?
No.
Hello? Hello? Oh, that's the wrong button. Oh, that's... I'm not aiming at anybody. Nice! Eat that pasta. That sounds delicious. Enjoy your food, Emma. Again, thank you for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. It's always nice to see you and have you bring your friends over. What am I doing here? Nothing. I'm doing absolutely nothing. I'm spinning in circles for no reason. Like you do. I have made a mistake switching out guns. Unless... Yeah, no, I can't.
Summon the gondola if we intend to reach that airship.
Let's just do it, Booker. Just do it, buddy. Ooh. So it's so bright.
Looks like this runs exclusively on shock jock.
Okay, also, their voices are incredibly quiet. And I have them turned up very loud. Okay, let's turn the sound effects down. But turn all this up so that we can actually, like, hear everyone.
Of course it does. Where in the hell are we gonna find that?
Look!
Only looks minorly better. Hold on.
Come see the future of power at the Hall of Heroes.
But that is way too loud. Hi, Ams. I hope work goes well for you. Thank you for the lurk, friend.
Less convenient.
I hope you're doing
Gentlemen,
well.
the false shepherd is loose in the streets of our fair city.
This is
Will
much
you
better.
suffer the shame of allowing your wives and your daughters to fall prey to his magic?
Take your time. I'm fine down here.
Good. I'm glad you're fine, Elizabeth, because I'm not coming down just yet. JK. I'm coming. I'm coming down. Oh, I forgot there's fall damage. Whoopsies. At least that was, you know, my shield that took the brunt of that. Oh, goodness. Where are we going? Is it this button? There, it's this way. That wasn't the greatest. I could have done that better. Ouch! I don't remember what my melee button is, and that is unfortunate. It's fine, though. I do really appreciate the fact that Elizabeth can take care of her dang self during fights. Because I don't want to have the entire game be an escort mission, despite it being an escort mission. You know? It's just not how I want to do that. What else can I purchase? Maybe some salts. And that's it, I suppose. That's all I really need.
You hold on to this. Catch!
Thanks.
Got it.
Don't like
Hall of Heroes.
that it like
closed
flips
until
my
further
camera
notice.
around
Then there won't be
when I
a
go
line
to look at her.
get
I
in.
understand why it does it, but I don't like it.
Oh, what the hell?
Is something wrong?
I'm sure it's
Nothing
fine.
I can't fix.
I'm sure it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm just gonna...
Oh, it's a bee. I hate these things.
Jeez,
Bee.
just kill it.
No, it'll sting me.
Elizabeth.
I have a better idea.
Wait, what
I'm
are you doing?
opening a tear.
Oh, shit. What is that?
It's a tear. I used to open them all the time in my tower.
What is a tear?
It's like
Yeah.
a window. A window to another world. Most of the time they're dull as dishwater, a different colored towel or tea instead of coffee. But sometimes I see something amazing and I pull it through.
You should probably
There.
not.
Good God. I don't suppose you've got an airship in there?
I don't think so. But
Oh.
there is. There's something.
Hey, that was a songbird? You should probably
Oh no!
Close
close it.
I'm
You should close
trying.
it.
Close
You
it.
should close it. Hey. You should close it. Thank you.
I don't really understand what I just saw back there, but it sure as hell looks like a shortcut to getting us killed.
But I could help.
I can
No.
handle whatever comes along. Trust me.
Have it your way, I suppose.
Okay, I don't want this, so let's swap it out for a shotgun.
To the sky Comstock bent his knee, and saw with holy prophecy an Eden floating in the mist, by man forsworn, by heaven kissed.
Okay. Reminder, Columbia is the worst?
Look at that.
Sirs, I don't think you understand, but I got you beat for the time being. Don't worry about it. Lockpicks, gimme. That's broken. Can we... Just want to know where to go. I like that Elizabeth has stopped complaining about me going into every single bathroom. And she also comes with me into every single bathroom now. Also, shock jockey, let's go! No, this is fucking Bronco. Never mind, excuse me. This is not the vigor I was looking for. It is the vigor I've gotten, though.
Press to launch your enemies into the air. Hold and release to create an eruptive trap.
Perfect. Oh, hiccups.
And when we strike, we will teach Cornelius Slade a lesson. Now, I know you've all come to think of Slade as some kind of war hero. But let son of a bitch beat up the
Oh, fucking Bronco, good! Gotta say, kind of a fan.
You got no back.
Get out of here. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, those are the two that I want.
I've got medicine. Catch.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Come on. Cover me. Don't stop.
Can it not? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. This is it. I'm gonna die. Hey! Can you stop? Buddy? Hey! What? Not these guys. I found my melee button! Get out of here. Should've broncoed him. Buddy, come on. Like,
Okay. On second thought,
pal.
I think those tears of yours might come in handy next time we're in a scrape.
Well, there has to be a tear around for me to use. I can't just pull them out of thin air. I found some money. Want it?
Thanks. I was trying to loot corpses, but I will take your money instead. Thank you, Elizabeth, for everything that you're doing.
Gondola access to the Hall of Heroes. Must be because of what's going on with that man's slate.
Well, I suppose we could...
This is going to be fantastic.
You,
Think that keen eye of yours could find some ammunition lying around? I sure could use it when there's trouble.
It'll take some scrounging, but I'll do my best.
hold on a second. I am running low. Okay.
The line's clear.
Let's go! I do like the skylines. Just a neat mechanic.
Who's that?
Slade? I actually
Got a
know the
fancy
fella.
eye patch.
Seems he's still got a knack for making enemies.
Eye patch, buddy. Give me that. Again, we're not listening to the audio logs because they don't have captions for them, and I can't be bothered to actually stop and listen to them if I can't read what they're saying. Especially since there's generally a bunch of other noise going on when we find them. It's unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is. Also, sorry, I need chapstick. Oh boy. Right. Excuse!
Booker, take this rifle. I've got ammo.
Thanks? Where?
Sniper over there.
Where? Oh.
Is your heart in it? Got what it takes?
Can't. There he is.
Sorry, that's all I've got.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Looks like we found where your old friend Slade is.
Just find that shock jock and get the hell out of here.
Where?
That's all you got?
Still looking.
I keep using the wrong button.
Out!
Ammo. Catch. Booker, catch.
Thanks. I got it. Got it. I understand.
Get him out of cover!
It's just bad here.
We're no tin! Stop! Hold him there! Tin soldier!
Anyone else? Anyone else? Hi. I don't want to stand up game is the thing. I kind of like being crouched. I need you to not wiggle. Is that all of them? Hello? I like fucking Bronco, but I also like doing this. Okay, I guess I can keep swapping between the two. Is there any other enemies? No, but there's a...
More money.
Thanks. I was trying to watch a thing, Elizabeth. Can you stop giving me things as I'm trying to interact with other things? Consider. Goodness. Hi, Fruity. It's going good. I mean, we're doing the murder, so, you know, it's great. How's it going for you, friend? How are you doing? How are things? You missed it. I snipered people. I went pew pew with a sniper. It was great. Is there anything over here? Money. And health. Cool. You love it when our friends get naps. I hope it was a good nap. Enter the Hall of Heroes. Let's go! Let's go!
Too rare is the man who takes a stand for God and
this.
sweetest fatherland. But here's the place where we revere the heroes of our city dear.
Yeah, okay. It's not great in the Hall of Heroes, in case we didn't know. I want that, so I can do that, and then put that back, and grab that, and maybe top off on some salts. I should have waited until I did that one, but that is fine. It's fine. We don't need it. That's... Okay, maybe we do actually need it. Hold on. I want fucking Bronco back, please! Give me all of the things! What is this? I don't really want any of these, actually. As I say that... It's fine. Whatever. We'll buy all the things that we can. Because we like buying things. Who's talking? Oh, you are. That's the wrong button. I am kind of a fan of the sniper rifle and the shotgun. No one is shocked. This all tracks for me. The hand cannon's pretty great though. I will give you that. I just don't like the fact that I can only have like 2 at any given time.
Comstock, commander of the 7th Cavalry.
That man did not lead the 7th. Hell, I don't even remember the guy.
Corporal DeWitt proved his worth on the field that day.
Well, I'll be.
Slade? Is that you?
You've always been different, haven't you, Booker? You crave no glory.
Look, I see you're caught up in some kind of jam here. If you could see fit to let us through to where they keep this shock jockey...
It's like,
then
for
we'll...
it not to be sprayed.
Soldier Comstock wants my boys dead. We won't die at his hands.
Okay. That's fine. This is fine.
All my men have left is a choice. Die at the hands of a tin soldier, or a real one!
Okay, I would like to go through, please. JK, you want to do a murder on me. Right? Just let me have all the guns.
You see, you're a killer, Booker. Like it or not.
Just give us the
Don't
shock
limit
jockey.
me to just a couple. Let me have all of them.
You will give my
Because I
men a
am
soldier's
greedy.
death. They wait for you in Wounded Knee in Peking.
I am greedy. Let me have all of the weapons. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Especially since like the other 2 games would let me just carry whatever I want. Just again, let me have all of them. We'll do salt capacity.
Just what the doctor ordered.
I keep using my vigors without intending to. Whoopsies. No realism. Not allowed. None.
I'll try to keep you
Zero.
stocked with both bandages and ammo, but the right materials aren't always at hand.
Oh, I understand. It's fine. Okay, do that. Elizabeth, I need you to move. You are in the way. We're gonna go kill a bunch of men. It's very good. The shotgun is very good. Listen. I like it. Speaking of, I should fill up on all the ammo possible. Not all of the ammo, but the stuff that I want. Move. I am just gonna purchase everything because I might as well, even though I'm not gonna use everything. Oh, I hate it in here.
It's the Boxer Rebellion.
What happened
It's
there?
called
In 15,
racism.
it was my hand that put the city to the torch. Of course, that's not how Comstock tells it.
It's because Comstock is the worst. This face, though. Can we get back here? Hell yeah, we can! Give me all of your goodies. Pence. Where? That's not the button. Welcome to racism, Elizabeth. It's bad here.
Who's
Oh,
out there?
hi! Sorry. The bucking bronco shotgun combo reminds me a lot of pull in shotgun in Mass Effect, which is the ultimate combination in battle. It makes me incredibly happy.
Was yellow skin and slanted eyes that did betray us with their lies until they crossed the righteous path.
Oh, I read about this. Comstock led the Colombian troops to
Comstock wasn't there! The Boxers took my eye and 30 of my friends! Is there even a stone to mark that sacrifice?
Yeah, it's because they're awful.
Over there, fireman!
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Hi, Travis! Welcome! Welcome, friends! You're a person again! How's it going? Off! Got him!
You see, young miss?
Thank you for the
You
contribution
see
to the
the
gummy
man
hunt!
Comstock wishes he was?
Reminder, we got a gummy
A
hunt!
real
I don't
Hey,
want to do
progress.
this, Slade. Just give me what I need.
These men are so loud!
After you do the same for me, come and look for me amongst the ghost dancers.
Who are the ghost dancers?
Wounded Knee. He means us to head to the other display.
We're rediscovering
Can you hear
racism
Comstock's tin soldiers
in
coming to
Colombia.
silence us? But
not
we are
great.
the true patriots. The history that does not
Oh.
fit in their books.
That's where Man went. Kind of blew Man up, and he sort of got yeeted. Didn't see where he landed. We are in the Racism Museum. Except it's a celebration of, as opposed to a condemnation of. It's bad here, is what we're getting at. Colombia as a whole kind of sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, Rapture was pretty bad. But also, it's really bad here. They're not even, like, trying to hide the fact that they're horrible. You know? Boop. Okay, where... Is that where you want me to go? Because I don't want to go. Can I purchase anything else? Do I have the money? No. Not in the slightest. Yeah, if given the choice, I would rather not go to either.
Credit for the deeds of the real ones. Now your companion, young lady, he wrapped himself in glory on December 29, 1890.
Not the relish.
What does he mean?
You don't want to know.
It means Booker was kind of a bad dude. Hello. Sorry. Why are you gasping? Is it because of the racist caricatures? Because those are pretty terrifying. Also, yeah, Rapture and, hold on. Show comparisons. No, I'll just take it, thank you. Rapture and Columbia, bad holiday destinations. Don't go there. Wouldn't recommend. Don't do it. This is horrible and I hate it here.
With hue and cry, with hatchet red, they danced amongst our noble dead. But when our soldiers took the field, the savage horde could only yield.
You were there. That wounded knee. I can see it in your face.
Yeah.
Tell her, Booker. Tell her how we strode that battlefield like the heroes of Sparta.
Booker not a great dude.
This Comstock. Will be remembered. Here's the soldier I spoke of. The kind of man Comstock pretends to be.
Drive him into the
See if I told you true.
Who is shooting me? Where are you? My goodness.
Think you can stop me?
Where did you go? Everyone is so wiggly.
Prove yourself.
Can't find anything.
Stop. Elizabeth, how can you not find anything but I can? I don't know how that didn't hit him, but it didn't, and it's horrible.
Watch out, Crow!
Oh.
You did them a favor, Booker. You let them die like men.
I didn't ask for this. I have no quarrel with these men.
Heroes never ask.
Sorry, I do really
I never
like
claimed to be no hero.
Then what are you?
shooting them up in the air and then
If you
shooting
take
them.
away all the parts of Booker DeWitt you tried to erase,
Excuse me.
what's left? Come back to the rotunda. It's almost over.
I remember this section taking me way longer than it's taking.
What did Slate mean? What did you try to erase?
Now that you're out of yours, you might realize cages have their advantages.
A choice is better than none, Mr. DeWitt. No matter what the outcome.
Yeah. What if you woke up one day and realized you didn't
I think
want
Bucking Bronco might be a touch powerful.
Find me.
Overpowered! Kind of like Bucking Bronco. At this point, I don't even need... Hold on. Hang on! Hey! 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 Hello, arcade! I'm sorry that I'm only streaming when you're eating dinner. I am gonna be streaming for longer than normal, though. Well, I say longer than normal. Longer than I have been doing. So, you know, you can eat your dinner and then always come back. Eat your food, though! Enjoy your dinner! I do love seeing you, though, arcade! I hope you've been well. Where am I going? This way. To the First Lady. Yeah, I guess Bronco doesn't work on
You've seen what
robots.
Comstock has done to my history. Now
I think
how he's rewritten
once we
his
get
own.
Shock Jockey, we'll definitely use that a lot. I currently am just using Bucking Bronco, and then I do the
seed of the prophet lay in the womb of Our Lady, but for a single week. Comstock had a child.
Just smash it with your
My
fist.
books never mention anything about a child.
Hey, it's
That's
you.
quite an omission. Can't imagine that was by accident.
But the child
Yeah,
took
Shock
ill,
Jockey. I do
and Our Lady
use
prayed
the
for the prophet's heir day and
the
night.
like possession one because I like getting money out of the machines, but I don't use it for like actual battles or anything like that. I don't want the carbine.
That's my tower.
Lo, while
Yeah.
Daisy
Hey,
Fitzroy
Elizabeth,
hath
you're the
murdered my beloved,
baby.
She shall not have the child. She shall not come betwixt her and prophecy.
The seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and drown in flame the mountains of man.
You're Comstock's daughter.
No, I can't be. I can't.
He wants you to follow in his footsteps.
Well, I want a puppy, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna get one.
Yeah. Hey. It's a good thing we're abducting you then. Right, Elizabeth?
Locked. Elizabeth.
Daisy's kind of a badass from what I remember. She's probably also incredibly not great, though.
More money. Catch, Booker.
Thanks! I don't remember. I'm sure it's fine. Nothing bad could actually happen. Excuse you. Excuse you! Elizabeth! Exactly like this. 100% like this. The entirety of Bioshock Infinite is just a recreation of what it'll be like when we kidnap Rudy. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna be great. Let me out!
I can get through these bars, but you're too broad.
Let me through.
Let me scout ahead, see if there's some way to move forward.
I'm not gonna.
Look.
I'll take the treats.
Do you see that hook?
Yes.
Is
Yes,
that-
I do.
It's a tear, something I can bring into this world.
Okay,
It's a
let
freight
me,
hook. Well, that's convenient.
As I said, it's a form of wish fulfillment.
let me... F.
Open it.
You bet.
F.
I feel there's more where that came from.
Fruity, are you a
Whenever I
wizard?
get anxious, tears have a
Can
way
I
of
get down?
appearing.
Can I get down,
Do you see
please?
those tears? We can use them against Slate's men. That tear will get us access to higher ground. And that one will give us a turret.
And some cover.
Okay.
Try that one! Turret, now!
It's not going great. Nyx! Hi! Welcome. How's it going, friends? Why is this not killing this man? Why is this man invincible? Sorry, why would that man not die? I was shooting man. Man! How's it going, though, Nyx? How are you doing? Thank you for the follow. It's loud and bad here. I'm sure it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. There we go. There we go. Glad you're good. Oh, 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 oh.
Ammo, Booker!
What?
Catch!
Gimme!
Much obliged.
Give ammo! Let's go! Where are the baddies? Is that all of them?
Comstock's pen can do
Hey!
got there, Booker.
That's enough, Slate. We just need the vigor to get out of Columbia.
Can I-
We're taking it one way or another. Slate!
Sounds like we might have to do a murder on Slate. Yeah, so sniper rifle, very good. Shotgun, very good. Bucking Bronco, very good. Kinda here for this combination. Could try some other things, but why would we do that when I could just do what I'm doing, you know? Okay, is there anything else? I forgot that she could summon things in.
Keep your eye open for that shock jockey.
Give me that. Give me that. I could see that being helpful. The RPG. But also, I'm not a speedrunner. In the slightest. Not even pretend. Not the... Oh no. Not the blowing themselves up. Hold on a second. This has been sitting out for a while. I need a not warm one. Genuinely forgot I had a soda set out for stream. So guess what? Grip it and rip it. Also, I'm sniffly all of a sudden. Oh.
Electricity!
Happy to help. Okay. Okay, let's go.
Through the sky, Comstock bent his knee and saw with holy
Comstock just wants
prophecy.
everyone to see the
Rare
nonsense
is the
that
man who takes
he's
a
doing.
stand.
That's too many sounds all at once. That was horrible. Oh, that was awful. Never again. Oh, jeez. Do they just have her out?
Thy sweetest fatherland, was here the place where we with
That's
heroes
too
of
many
our
voices.
winning lives.
Tin Men, Booker. That's what Comstock will turn us into. Wires and gears to replace heads and hearts.
Horrible, horrible. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. Don't worry. I don't remember what Devil's Kiss does.
I act.
Yeah. Man's got no head.
Thanks.
Thanks. Ah! There we go. We did it. Wasn't even worried. Wasn't even worried.
Maybe not. It doesn't matter. Comstock took our stories
Bring those up,
and
please.
scrubbed away our souls. Now,
You hold on to this.
he's coming for me.
Take this.
Thanks.
And when I'm gone, all that will be left is the lie.
Okay, well...
Just give us what we came for!
I don't know what you want, buddy. I just want to not be here, okay? That's horrifying. Where are we going? Where? Here. We're going where the footprints are. I understand.
I'll see what I can do. There you go.
Oh, jeez. Move, Elizabeth. Scoot your pooch.
Think you can pick this?
Seems easy enough.
Do it. Do
All
it.
done.
Make it happen. Okay, shock jockey's there. Give me the money. Give me the salts.
The whole place is ransacked.
This is
no
horrible.
shock jockey here.
Slate must have taken them.
Yeah, of course he did. I mean, we saw these already.
Slate. He's here.
Where? Where, though? Don't have enough money for any of that. That's okay.
Comstock ships. He's coming for Slate.
It was Slate who killed for his country at Wounded Knee! It was Slate who stormed the gates of Peking! Slate!
Slate!
Comstock's coming, Booker. But our lives won't satisfy him, oh no. He won't rest until he's turned us into tin. I won't let him. He took my past. But that's all he's getting from me.
Do you want to come down here,
Just
bud?
give us the vigor. We don't need to do this.
Come on.
Here you go, boys. A soldier's death awaits.
Oh boy.
Fight like man.
I missed. That's fine.
Reload.
Where? Where? I thought I could get him while he jumped. That was not the case.
You're not the
Hello?
Booker DeWitt I remember. Tin Man! Tin Man!
Alright, well come here. Where are you going? Fuck. Okay, this is fine. Everything is fine. Can we stop?
Is that all you can muster,
Thanks.
soldier? Come on now, DeWitt. Don't disappoint the boys.
Can he just come down here already?
Glory of Columbia.
Come on.
Now.
Okay.
Oh, that's not particularly
Belongs to the
helpful.
Lord.
Come here.
My aim is true, as my eye is the prophet's.
Sir.
For father.
Yeah, I know I can shoot him in the back for more damage. I
Show me
understand.
what you're made of.
Ooh, can you just come down here already? Oh my god! This fucking guy, though. Horrible. Horrible man Slate is. I just want him to come down here so I can do a shoot on him. Well, doors are open now, so that's nice. But I would like him to just come down here. I don't want to chase him around anymore. I just want to do a murder. I don't think that's asking too much. To kill the bad war nerd. Icers. Oh boy. Okay. Who else? Anyone else? Yeah, I'm trying to. Give me the vigor.
You're not done here, soldier. Eat everything that's on your plate. Finish it.
What if I don't?
You're a tin man now. A tin man.
It is a good sound. I'm glad I'm replaying this. Like, I remembered enjoying it, but it's been so long since I've, like, actually gone through it that, like, I couldn't really remember anything. You want to be a tinny man? You want to be a cowardly lion? I want to be a brainless scarecrow.
You spared him.
It wasn't no mercy. Comstock's men will surely take him.
Do you ever get used to it? Killing.
His
Best
bad
thing you can
noises,
imagine.
though. Okay. I just wanted to see if there's anything over here, but we've been that way. His bad noises, though. Yeah, okay, Slate. Buddy, consider. I need that to be Bucking Bronco, please. And thank you. Let's go. Hello! I panicked?
You know, those vigors seem very powerful. I'll do what I can to keep you stocked in salts.
Thanks. I would like that. I would like that very much. I never want to not be able to use Bucking Bronco. I have to have it at all times. Sir.
Carl Booker!
Where? Sorry.
I can tell what Slate said bothered you.
The amount of joy that I
Sometimes
get
you
from
have
that.
what's necessary to survive.
There's survival,
Yeah.
and then there's finding pleasure in the act.
Booker.
Look, you seem like a decent enough sort. That said, less you know about me, the better.
Gonna tell her all of the things. Okay. Let's go. Leave the area. We did it!
There.
Mosquito?
Prove yourself.
This is not what I wanted.
That's it. Keep shooting.
Well, I just want to Bronco everybody. That's all.
Keep firing.
Hey.
You won't escape.
Are you ready for the exposition dump? Are you ready? Oh. Oh? Okay. Where?
Kill me if you
Gladly. Is there any other corpse I haven't looted? I think I've gotten them all. Great! Great! We're doing great. Let's go. Give me those salts. Get back in the gondola. Time to leave. Time to leave. JK, we got here on the rails, didn't we? Not the wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. Wait, that's not how we go. Where do we go? Oh, I see it. How do I get there? Elizabeth, I'm lost. There we go. Yay!
We got him.
You don't got shit. Do it. Do it. Bring it in. Why did that man lay down? Where are you shooting? Where did my shotgun go? Wait. Wait. Give me that back. Give me that back. He take nap right here. I guess I understand that. Sometimes you just gotta lay down and go to bed. Right there.
I'll kill you!
I think you will. Buddy, you keep saying you're gonna kill me.
Down your...
No! Absolutely not! Should have shocked him. That's okay. Oh! Oh, he scared me. That was too close. Woo. Goodbye! Wait, this just goes in a circle. Wait! Okay, I don't know how I got here, but I got here.
That'll do.
Thank you. Get those men out. Buddy, you gotta stop.
Three cheers for us.
I don't think they understand that they
Mr.
cannot hurt.
Duetta.
The name's Booker.
I'll be certain to attend to that distinction, Booker. And there's a moment when we're not being shot at. If you're interested, I spotted some supplies over there.
Where? Wait, here? Okay, I
found a
was
lockpick.
great. Good for you, Elizabeth. Come on, listen. Let's go ahead and buy more shotgun ammo, as well as more sniper rifle ammo, because I've been using those like crazy. What's up here? Nothing important.
What is a life compared to a faith?
Yeah?
Mercy belongs to the Lord.
Hey, hey!
My
You
aim
should be
is
able to-
true as my...
I'm not happy about that.
They're all gone.
He was rotating
Come on.
as I was trying to, like, get behind him. Which was incorrect. That's not how this goes. Watch out. Move. Elizabeth. Come on. Let's go.
I don't think I understand how you do it.
I always thought of them as doors. When I was younger, I just opened the ones I found. I remember making them.
No, that's not what I want. I know what I'm doing. Elizabeth's trying to have a serious conversation with me about her tears, and I'm just like...
My family?
Vigor. Only vigor.
How do you do that? Whatever it is.
You know how I said I had plenty of time to read? Well, I tried to figure it out. I read literature on physics and other such things.
Yeah? What did that teach you?
That there's a world of difference between what we see and what is.
Okay.
Elizabeth?
You bet.
Now we got a buddy! I like their silly little run. Alright, where are we going? Over here.
The gondola's coming!
Look at our buddy, though!
He will abandon you, my sweet Elizabeth. Once he has what he needs, he will leave you alone. What else could you expect from a liar and killer of women?
Comstock.
Father, Prophet, whomever you are, I'm leaving, and there's not you can do to stop me.
Oh, sweet child. That's where you're...
It's fine, I'm sure. I don't have any vigor. Our buddy is stuck. Hey! Hey!
Medicine! Here you go!
Thank you!
That's all I have.
Keep it down! Surrender!
Did he just, like, fall? Where? I didn't know where it was coming from. Okay.
Don't be sorry. Put us on.
Where? I can hear them.
Close in on him. Don't give an inch. Make him bleed.
This seems wrong? This seems wrong.
Get him surrounded. Circle around.
Okay. Anyone else? They're still up here. They're wheeling around. Where are they? I don't like it when they get that close. It is very difficult to do anything. Whoa! Hey!
There's no escape.
Whoa! Hey! I'll just beat him to death. It's fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. Ugh!
Why would you run if you were not guilty?
Who's saying that?
Mercy belongs to the Lord.
Whoa!
Rejoice, for death.
I'm just trying to shoot his back. We got it. It's fine. Okay. This is fine. We're doing great. I don't know why anyone's concerned. Oh. Well, that's incredibly unfortunate for all of them, but you know. Okay, oh, it's that guy. Bad hunter man who had a wagon at the carnival or whatever. Terrible. Okay.
Drop the whip.
What? No. You can't just sneak up in here and expect me to be cool with you being here. That's not how this works. Okay.
Locked.
Let's
Elizabeth?
I'll give it a whirl.
unlock this and then maybe take a short break. I need to use the restroom.
Done.
Is the thing. It might be pee time. Oh, I was trying to look at that box, but I guess we're doing this.
When you were unconscious on the beach, you kept repeating a woman's name. Anna.
I don't want to talk about that.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pried. Where are you from, Mr. DeWitt?
New York.
I shouldn't have pried.
Business
Continues
much
to ask
like this.
personal information.
Caters writing on a resume.
It was a fine thing you came along when you did.
How do you think I ended up here? I gambled, and now I owe money to men you don't want to be in debt to. I come here to pay it back. Me busting you out, what do you think that was? Charity?
Who sent you?
Somebody who was willing to take my marker in exchange for you.
Awkward. Okay, can we park now? Can we be parked now? Can you let us park now? Just full speed directly into the wall. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, get me out of here. Let's loot this platform. And then go into the building and then take a short break. Because it is pee time.
Don't make me do this.
What?
Stop!
Hi.
Pin him down.
No, you don't wanna. You don't wanna.
You forced my hand.
Buddies. Come on.
Keep shooting. Die.
Pal. What are these goobers doing? What do you think is gonna happen? Okay, hold on. Come on, buddy. Didn't we watch this one? We've watched this one. Weird. Okay. Well, don't have enough for that, and I don't have enough for any of those, and I don't think it has any new ones. Yes, give.
Appreciate it.
I could do this though. Give me your money. All of your money. Cool. I think it was the... I mean, it's in a different location. But I think it was this... Like, I think we've seen that exact one before. Shotgun. Oh well. It fine. Okay, I still don't have enough for that. I still won't after this, but at least we'll have more money. Okay. Let's push the button. And pause the game. And take a short break. Because I need to pee. I do have... I've swapped out words on streams for Gardic. Just for the time being, because I thought we would switch it up a little bit. So that's a thing y'all can do while I go use the restroom. It won't take me long. I should also probably, like, refill my water, so maybe it'll take a smidge longer than normal. It's pee time. But yeah, we'll be right back, so hang tight. Was getting my water that entire time. I don't know that I like Gardic as much as I like words. I think I like words more. But we'll try it out again a couple of times. Alright, I have water. I've used restroom. I'm ready to go. Let's, keep doing the thing. Let's do the thing.
So,
alright.
looks like they call you the false shepherd.
And you the lamb.
Let's not call each other that.
Suits me.
How do you figure they'd know you'd be coming?
Either they've got a prophet on their side,
Har har.
Right?
or them that hired me also wrote the signs.
Why?
Got me.
Sorry, this statue scared me? Yeah, I wish words would, like, let us know what, like, the other words were. I don't necessarily know how they would do that for Gardic. I mean, I guess they could just, like, show the prompt.
Nice.
as soon as it ends, but you know, it's fine. Yeah, leave area. Should have done this earlier, but oh well.
I want to see Paris. I want to see everything.
It's up to you now. There's no one...
Wait, what is that? 40 north by 74 west. That's not Paris, that's New York.
How'd you know that?
One thing I had in that tower was time, Mr. DeWitt. Time to study things like geography.
I owed money. And there's a fellow who... He offered to wipe away my debt in exchange for you. Come on.
We told her that.
Come on. Everything's gonna be okay. Will you just turn around and talk to me and we can...
Well... But like we told her... We told her that we were taking her to a dude, right? Never once did we mention Paris. Our head would be a little owie after this. Oh, bye! Bye, Elizabeth! Oh, goodness. We'll just take repeated head trauma, it's fine. I like how there's only 2 models in there. It's just the same two dudes.
This one's awake.
So you're this false shepherd we've been hearing so much about. Caused a mess of trouble at the raffle.
Hi, Daisy.
Fitzroy?
Nothing but.
I got no quarrel with you or your Vox Populi. This is my airship you're hanging me out of, and I got perilous need of it.
Really? Cause it sure look like old Comstock's airship to
Listen,
me.
I ain't looking for a fight.
There's already a fight, DeWitt. Only question is, which side you on? Comstock is the god of the white man, the rich man, the pitiless man. But if you believe in common folk, then join the Vox. If you believe in the righteous folk, then join the Vox.
Want my ship.
And the Vox shall give her to you. But first, you must help the Vox.
Forgot about this.
Down in Finkton, there's a gunsmith who can supply weapons to our cause. Get our guns from him, and you shall have your ship back.
Please don't push me out of the airship. Oh, jeez.
Better find Elizabeth before she lights out of here.
Well...
The most common complaint I hear from the working man is that
I don't know who the voice actor
Flying
is.
Squad came and took him. You ain't gonna see him around though.
Bronco Aid. Give me that. He does sound awfully familiar, though. Is it Troy Baker? Why? I can't say I'm shocked. Why is Troy Baker every voice actor? I mean, we've talked about this and we know why. Dang. Well, there you go. Oh, not me jumping on people. Speaking of Joel, I need to get a new controller. I desperately need a new controller.
Private property. You're looking for trouble because I'm more
because I do want to play the Last of Us, but I can't do that until I get a functioning PlayStation controller. Mine has like officially shit out on me. I've been playing okay, sir. I've been playing some PS2 games on my emulator, and it's been rough. Doing it with a busted controller. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I will be able to pick a new one up. but we'll see. And then we can hear more Joel for a time. For an incredibly short amount of time. It's fine.
I saw
What?
that scrawny little thing prowling around here looking for passage out. She could use a meal, that one.
Okay.
Now,
Are you a time
somebody
thief?
comes along and tells you that you are getting the short end of the stick, do you know what they're really saying? Why, they're saying, friend, what you do doesn't matter. Friend, you are being taken for a fool. But friend...
Get out of here, snipe. You want to know what we do to pretty little stowaways? Or maybe you don't.
They do. All the PS2 men have blue on their shoes. It's too much. It's so bad. I just wanna play my stupid nostalgia games. Alright? I just wanna play my dumb, stupid PlayStation 2 games.
I just want to talk to you!
Without glue on my shoes. We got glue on my shoes. And it's bad and horrible.
Ugh. Elizabeth!
Get away that out of here.
Just hold up for a minute! Stay away! I'm not angry with you! Hey, watch out! Move it! Move!
You could have gone around them!
Stay back!
God damn it!
I am not going with you!
Don't go in there!
I have no need of one such as you!
No, no, no!
No!
No! Let me go!
We got her!
Well, this is unfortunate.
There's gotta be another way in.
But yeah. Blue shoe men. It's not great. I also just want to finish Mass Effect 3! Listen, I have all these games I need to play that require controllers. It's horrible. I can't be too mad though, that controller is like 14 years old. Not quite, but like close enough.
Get your hands off of me!
So I think that's like the original controller I got with my PlayStation when I picked it up. That was a while ago. What are these horrible noises?
My patience is gonna run out!
Hello? Hello? That's a man right next to me. That's a man right next to me. This is fine.
Stop them!
Anyone else?
Where'd he go? You had this covered.
Oh. Great.
You see where he went? Teach you a lesson. I'm reloaded.
Sir. That's a man coming down. That's a man coming down. Where is he?
You ain't nothing special.
If I what if I go up instead? Sir. Everything is wiggly. Okay, you know what? Get me up here.
There he is! Get it!
Whoa! That's not where I wanted to go. Well, this is fine. almost died in the process, but we did it! Yay! Y'all good in there? Can I get you out? Is that an option? Right, we did it again! Look at us go! I will be purchasing some of that, and we will be buying some of that, and some of this. Get me out of here. Yikes! Are you alive? He is. I don't think he's alive. Well, Elizabeth, I'm rescuing you. Where are you? Give me this. Give me this. Give me that.
Yourself, Quilo.
Where am I going? Elizabeth? She's not up here, is she? Oh, I guess she is.
Will you stop already?
I am not going with you.
Elizabeth, wait!
Ma'am! Can we talk about this, at least? Oh, hi! Oh, hi! Not the handyman. Sir! This is horrible and rude, and I hate it. Thanks, Elizabeth. Oh, the rope burn, though!
Hey, I'm slipping!
Do not attempt to follow me, Mr. DeWitt.
Elizabeth, I've made an arrangement to get our airship back.
You can get us out of here.
Yes, I just need to supply enough weapons to arm an entire uprising.
And where will we get these weapons? From one of our many friends and allies?
A gunsmith in Finkton should be a walk in the park. What do you say, partners?
You're a liar, Mr. DeWitt. And a thug. But you're also my only means of reaching Paris.
Thank you.
Do you know
It's the
what
gunsmith. I
easy
do remember
Fitzroy
this
and her
one.
Anarchist cronies want for you? Strike, they say. Throw down your tools, they say. Why, I tell you, the moment you do, you will see what those hyenas are made of. I ask you, where are they going to be when it's cold outside and your boy's got the
Elizabeth is
mountain?
busy.
You've got nothing on your
What is she
table but
doing?
regret. Don't you see what the Vox Populi are selling? They're selling dreams. And dreams, my friend, they don't come cheap.
Elizabeth, what are you busy with? Pick it!
Show me that!
Who is shooting me? Where? Oh, it's you. Okay, well this is fine. Okay, are you done being busy now, Elizabeth? Will you pick this lock for me?
Elizabeth, little help?
Oh, this won't take long at all.
So when the game says Elizabeth is busy, it means there's a cop watching. You can't do this. I was gonna say, if there's nothing in here, I was gonna be a little salty. Move! Move! Thank you. Okay, I am curious as to where our menu to, like, equip all of these pieces of clothing that we've gotten is... Oh? Really? Oh? Okay, I guess. Empty clips have a 40% chance of autofilling without reloading. Stunning after melee. Voxophones provide silver eagles. 70% chance that a melee target is set ablaze. Not really using melee is the thing. We'll do this. Hold on. Equip that. Increase clip size. We kinda like that. What is this? Killing with a vigor trap has a 70% chance to cause the enemy gun to become a ghostly ally. Decrease melee charge. I remember finding it when I played on Xbox, but I couldn't figure out, I could not figure out how to bring it up on PC, but we've looked it up and we found it now. It's fine. The K has struck again. Killing an enemy gives health when on very low health. Jumping on or off skyline reloads weapons. Jumping from skyline has a 100% chance to burn enemies. That's kind of cool. I'll do the... No. I'll do the low health one. Increase weapon damage. Killing possessed human. Increased damage against handymen. Evading movement speeds are increased. Yeah, let's do the increased damage to handymen. We like hurting the handyman. Is there... I hate that they're all glowing. It's fine, I guess. It's whatever. Okay, this is fine. Well, our clothes are better now. Didn't really change that much, but maybe I'll like it more now.
Dangerous measures. Protect your women and your
Okay, let's get fucking Bronco back up. RPG, volley gun, shotgun. I don't have enough money. Never mind. We need $130 more. Okay. That's fine. We can do that. Whoa!
That would be your gunsmith. Who sent you to find this person?
Daisy Fitzroy.
She's either a great hero or the worst of scoundrels. And who's doing the telling?
She's good for an airship. I don't care if she's the Queen of Holland.
Woo! Brady's just trying to slip potassium into every message. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, well...
The pharaohs of Egypt have been able to stand at the top of their pyramids if the Israelites had not made their bricks. Would the captains of industry have been able to ride the rails had not the Chinamen laid the track for them? So
these aren't great things, Finkman. Fink? Jeremiah Fink? Not Fink Man. Don't mind me while I just hang out behind your counter, stealing your shit. This is fine, right? I don't have enough locks. Or lockpicks. This is tragic.
It's locked.
Do it. Do it!
There. Over there. A service elevator. Should take us down to Finkton.
And get ourselves killed in the bargain.
I mean, sounds like a good time. Let's go. I need Elizabeth to stand out of my way.
For the glory of Columbia!
Hey!
Rejoice, for death has no sting.
Okay, this is fine. That's not what I meant to do. Great!
First aid!
Thank you!
Get on the ground!
No! It's dirty down there. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Still looking! Ammo!
Oh my
Catch!
goodness. Give! Give! Don't tell me you have ammo and then not give it to me. Horrible. Terrible lady. Goodness gracious. Whatever. It's fine. We're doing great, actually. Okay.
Found some money.
Thanks. Do I have enough for... I should have enough for the shotgun upgrade. Which is great. We're here for that. Where is it? There it is. Do we have one for the sniper? Carbine. Yeah. 288. I'm so dang close! And that recoil reduction would be very nice. What is this?
The gunsmith Chen
Elizabeth?
wanted for known connections to the outlaw Daisy Fitzroy.
Looks like our guy's drawn attention.
Don't worry about it. It's fine, I'm sure. Excuse you!
Got a lock, needs picking.
That won't take but a minute.
What are you talking about? It's already unlocked. Why is game broken? Why is it doing this? Give me that. Thank you. And 654. Hold on. Excuse me.
Feel protected now.
I have no money anymore. This is tragic. If we could get more cash, that would be great. Because then we could get the other sniper upgrade, which would be wonderful. Come on here. Why are you shiny? Hit the button. Smash it. Smash the button. Ooh.
Booker. It's Slate's locker. He must have worked here.
Yeah, I've already got the box.
This is my mother's diary. Why would Slate have it? My husband claims the child was created from whole cloth by divine will. I am a believer, but I am not a fool. His bastard shall not be raised under this roof. My mother. She had me locked in that tower.
Elizabeth.
I just want to get out of this city. Please.
Okay. We'll make that happen. Don't worry. Let's go! Let's go!
Greetings. My name is Jeremiah Fink, and I want to share with you my personal creed. What is the most admirable creature on God's green earth? Why, it's the bee! Have you ever seen a bee on vacation?
Have you ever seen a bee take a sick day? Well, my friends, the answer is no. So I say, be the bee. Be the bee.
But also take vacations, please. Take time off. We're not bees. We can't work like bees.
Hello?
Mr. DeWitt?
Yes?
Hold for Mr. Fink, please.
What's going on?
DeWitt, Fink here. Listen, my boy, we've had our eye on you, and I can tell you right now that you are our top candidate. Top! Now, my associate, Mr. Flambeau, will help you with anything you need.
What the hell was that?
I have no idea.
He seems oddly pleased to make your acquaintance.
Is it because we're a bee? It's probably because we're a bee.
Well, the man's got an ego.
Yeah, you do. I do like the reveals in this game of, like, the scenery and how, like, vast everything is, but I still think the first two Bioshocks did it better. I don't know, there's something more impressive about, like, underwater cities than just Air City.
Now, some say
It's
to
still
me,
very
"Think,
good.
Why is it that
It's
we
not
get
quite the
paid in
same.
tokens that are only good at the company store?"
I do
Well,
love
I'll tell you what, I'll
these
be
kinds of
damned
sequences,
if I
though.
let any of you poor folk get robbed at some shady establishment. You see, the Fink Company store brings you Fink products at a price designed specifically for the Fink worker.
Mr. DeWitt, welcome to Finkton. You'll
Wanna
find a
hold on to
variety of
this?
supplies here that should see
Thanks.
you through your visit.
Much obliged.
I don't want hand
What does
cannon.
Mr. Fink want with us?
Excuse me, miss, but Mr. Fink's interest is strictly in the gentleman.
But why?
So sorry, young miss, but any questions regarding the gentleman's application should be taken up with Mr. Fink directly.
Okay.
Does this strike you as good news?
No.
Doesn't strike me as good news.
Fink Manufacturing to Shantytown. Starting bid.
What do you think?
20 minutes.
Head to the gunsmith or
15
scavenge
minutes, now bid
supplies by the
14.
clock
We
shop?
give me 14.
10.
10 minutes bid, now 10. We give me 9.
9. I bid
9 minutes
9.
bid, now 9. We give me 8. 9 minutes bid, now 9.
8.
8 minutes bid, now 8.
7 and a half.
7 and a half.
6 minutes and 15 seconds.
6
minutes and 5. 5 minutes 50. I can do 5 and 50.
5 and 50. I said 5 and 50. Anyone lower than 5 and 50? Coal porter goes to the worker in the blue shirt.
Morality.
I don't like that.
Where it is, Booker. Chen Lin, gunsmith.
Okay, well, we're not gonna check him out just yet.
From a man's hand, what goes in its place? Whiskey, women, and dice. And I, for one, will not have...
Whoa, wait, why?
No, sir. I will not.
Why are we angry? I was just looking around. Why? Why is everyone mad? Oh. This is fine. This is fine. It doesn't matter. Let them be angry.
Do it.
Sure thing. You hear that? Music. It's coming from that tear.
I never heard that song before.
I don't suspect anyone's heard that song.
No! That's not what I meant to do. Keep accidentally setting off my, my vigors instead of shooting. It's fine, I'm sure. Okay, well... Oh? Why are we owing? What's O?
Late whole mess of funny new ideas. Paid vacation, 8-hour days, workers' compensation.
You should do those things. Those are good things. I don't have enough. I need like 600.
Anarchist words, my friends. And the anarchist
Found
is
some
the
money.
friend of
Okay, catch.
Thanks.
And I, for one,
Oh,
will be
that was a good amount of money. I thought it was just gonna be like cents. That was like hundreds. It was like 100 something, but that was still substantial. Can we stop
Booker,
saying "oh"?
grab that lockpick.
Lockpick. Hey, I grabbed it.
Elizabeth, little help?
Seems easy enough.
Open the thing! Let's go!
All done.
Clocks.
Look, a cipher. A secret message from the Vox Populi.
You're the junior code breaker. What's it say?
Don't know. There should be a code book somewhere.
Huh. So we need to find the code book?
Yes.
Is it... Is this?
Looks like everything's been impounded at the Good Time Club. Maybe that's where we'll find it.
Oh, okay. It's time to go to the Good Time Club, I guess. Which is... where? That's Shantytown. There's Good Time Club. Don't worry about it. It's fine. The best of times. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. Okay. Howdy.
Come back at showtime!
When's showtime?
Come back at showtime!
Guess we should come back later.
No, we're here now. No, we're here now. No, we're doing it now.
Come back at showtime!
Make it be now. Showtime is now. I'm here now. Let's go. Not worse. Wonderful. Thanks. That wasn't as nice this time. I guess we'll come back at showtime. Horrible. Terrible, even. Are you still shooting at me? There we go. Okay,
The painter Surratt would take no money for his art. Why, George Washington would only accept the presidency.
I guess we will go to the gunsmith
So,
now.
don't let money come between you and your craft.
Hello? 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 That's a gun. Not a lockpick. I thought it was a lockpick and I got very excited. Yeah, leave area. Alright. Hot. Whee! I don't like this place. Finkton kinda sucks. Not a fan.
I've read about this. That's Gautama Buddha.
Who?
The founder of Buddhism. Spent 49 days under a Bodhi tree until he achieved enlightenment.
Something tells me Comstock doesn't cater to idols getting worshipped that ain't him.
Yeah. I'm sure it's fine, though.
Hello? Mr. Lin? Chen, Lin? Is anybody here?
What happened here?
Someone worked this place over. Local constabulary, no doubt.
Probably. Hello?
Did you hear that? There's someone downstairs.
Also, we have enough money to buy the upgrades that I want. I'm very happy about this. Hi, ma'am.
Excuse me. Ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you.
Gonna stand uncomfortably close
We're
to
looking
her.
for Mr. Lin. Mr. Chen Lin.
Booker.
Mr. Lin, not here. He gone.
Gone?
They take flying squad. I pray, Gautama Buddha. Pray, give husband back. Give back to Maiden.
Where did they take him?
Club. Everyone take to good time club.
Alright, let's
Where
go.
is this club?
No, we know where it is.
Ma'am,
Let's
please,
go.
Where is this club?
Booker, we'll find it.
Let me
Just
go.
leave her be.
Why not Vox Populi help Chen Lin? Why not Daisy Fitzroy help Chen Lin?
It's not great.
Who are the flying squad?
It's not great.
The kind who probably got their boot on Lin's
Not
throat
great.
asking him how well he knows Daisy Fitzroy.
Choices were made,
She the one we're
and they
working
weren't
for?
great.
As a matter of fact, it is. Now let's figure out where this is.
Oh boy.
I hear from the working man is that they are unhappy with their lot. Oh,
Let's
why
go to the.
yourself, I ask.
It's time to go to the Good Time Club.
Become a lion, and why would you want to?
Oh.
Handyman!
Ah!
Simplicity is beauty.
This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Oh, actually, maybe it's not fine.
No hiding!
I don't have anything.
Oh my god, I couldn't see what was happening. He's gonna explode. This is fine.
Call me Booker.
This is fine. It's fine.
I don't much for you, Mr. DeWitt. I must admit, you know your way around a brawl.
Hey, let's go. Oh boy. Wait, was that there last time?
The show is about to begin.
Ah, DeWitt, my boy. You know, the
Handman
best
bad.
kind of interview is one where the applicant doesn't know he's being evaluated.
Get Handman gone.
I've watched you since the other day at the lottery. You're a brute. And at times like this, I could use a brute.
Okay, well, sir, I am sorry to disappoint you, but I don't want to be here. Give me that sniper rifle upgrade.
What do you want, Fink?
Labor unrest is coming to it.
Yes.
Now, Fitzroy has got the jungle all riled up. A man like me could have use of an old Pinkerton like you.
It's awful. It's
Let's
horrible.
find Chen Lin and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, the
All I ask is
handgun
that
aren't
you
great.
finish what you started to it.
All of the stupid notifications that come up for it, not great.
Our first candidate is a veteran of Peking. Now, what's that they say about old soldiers? Frankly,
do it
my money's
now.
on you.
Done.
He's something of an old
That's not what I
hand
wanted.
at handling explosives. Only man I know who hasn't lost a limb working with them. Yet.
Watch out, fireman!
It's fine, I'm sure.
Ammo, take it!
Thank you! Yeah, I can only imagine. I guess I don't necessarily like remember too much from when I played on controller, but I do remember the handyman being bad. You can't whip around like you can in this, but even in this, it's not great. Can't quite respond as quickly as you would like. Where did man go? Man? Hi! There he is. Okay, who's next?
This young go-getter is a former devotee of Lady Comstock.
Lady?
Without the old gal, they don't know quite what to do with
Lady?
themselves. Think this one up in a fireplace there for a song. We're getting excellent results.
That was incredibly easy. Oh, there's more men coming, okay. Lol.
Enough of the opening act.
That was incredibly easy.
Your true rival is an expert with the automata. Wants to replace all our security with machines.
Where?
I'll give the old boy credit, though. It would be fewer mouths to feed.
For the glory of Columbia!
This is fine.
Here, ammo! Take it!
Thank you! I've lost man.
Awesome! I do say I love the color of your gem.
I'll try to keep you soft.
You're all pissed on the witch.
Oh! This is fine. We're doing great. We're doing great, actually. Actually, we're doing fine.
Okay, catch!
Thank you.
Bleeding.
Congratulations, DeWitt! You know, when your name was first passed to me, I wasn't quite sure you were the man for the job. But now, I can say with certainty that I was quite wrong.
I'm not interested in your job, Fink.
Now, I know all about your little job for Fitzroy. But do you really want to take her offer over mine?
Yes.
Do you know how many people would kill to be head of Fink Security? You're a tough nut to crack, Mr. DeWitt. A tough nut. But I promise you this. I will
As long as
get
we're not a
what I
soggy nut.
want.
Well, sir, I am here to disappoint. It's what I am good at.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Okay, I don't need any more salts. Watch out. Give me all the money. Every last bit of money. I'd like to go through every door that we find, preferably. Oof. Okay, is that it? I don't care to watch it anymore. I need money for those. I don't really use the Devil's Kiss though, so you know. Whatever. Anything else? Hiding in here? Just toilet wine. And health. Toilet wine. Heck of a combo. Need the salts. Is there a door over here? Or am I... No door. Okay. So where are we going? There was wine in the toilet. Listen. Listen. Fruity. Just because you're toilet blind doesn't mean it's not there. Just means it's not there for you. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Found some money.
Come on, Franny. You're a modern woman.
Give me.
It's 1912.
2012 before I'm interested in one like you.
It's funny because this game came out in 2012.
I don't like this.
Defend this!
Every toilet has wine. Facts. If your toilet doesn't have wine, I don't wanna be there. Number 9.
Look, Chenlin, cell number 9.
It's true.
Locked.
Open it.
Elizabeth.
I'll give it a whirl.
I used to work for folks like Fink.
Really?
And I was with the Pinkertons. They call us in when the workers got restless.
To do what?
Demonstrate the folly of men striking, throwing down tools.
You hurt people.
I'll tell you this. Sometimes there's precious need for folks like Fitzroy.
Why?
Because of folks like me.
There.
Oh, for Fitzroy. Sorry, I thought he was saying that there was need for people like Fink. There's too many F names. Nah, Fitzroy's fine.
That's it.
We're cool with her.
That's the book for the clock shop.
Eee. Clock shop book. What is this?
Tell us what you know about Fitzroy, you goddamn gook. We know you
Yikes.
can hear us. You want to say something? Or you want us to bring in Mrs. Lynn for company?
Oh, what's that smell?
Ain't no privies down here.
They treat them like animals.
Yeah.
Father Franklin.
Boop! It's been a minute since we've done one of those, so, you know. Oh! Hey!
It's Slate. He looks... You were right. Sparing him was no mercy.
Yeah. Maybe we should have killed him.
Got a lock here.
No problem.
Let me in!
What could people have done to deserve to be locked up in a place like this?
Fink don't need much.
No.
Okay.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
It's locked.
Come on. This is it, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Number 9.
Open
Done.
up. Open up. Gotta open
You're
up.
a lion. But you can't blame me
You
for
hold on to
looking
this.
after my own interests, can you?
Yes.
Now I know Fitzroy has come calling, but I think you'll find your business with her has come to an end. Lions walk with lions, DeWitt, not hyenas.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's get this done and over with, I suppose. I can't see. What is... This is horrible. Yeah. Yeah.
Too late. God damn it.
This is what he meant.
Now we need to find someone else to make those guns.
No.
Dead is dead, Elizabeth.
Dead is dead.
My babies!
The hell did...
I see heads.
And I see tails.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Why are you following us? Who sent you? Comstock? What do you want?
What do you see here, from this angle?
Dead.
Listen.
And that angle?
Alive.
Booker. Chenlin.
This has become
The body's gone.
It was never here.
It's another Columbia.
A different Columbia.
The same coin.
a different perspective.
Heads
Tails.
dead.
Alive.
We have to go through to this other Columbia, but
It's like riding a bicycle.
One never really forgets.
One just needs the courage to climb aboard.
Love the Lutesses.
if we go into this tear, I don't think I'll be able to bring us back. Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah.
Okay, open
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go.
Look, there's no blood.
And no body.
It's another world, Booker. Another Columbia.
Something tells me one dead gunsmith ain't the only thing that's changed.
Let's go. It's all toilet wine. Oh. Well, it looks like the Vox are all here. Great! It's a party! That. Can I let them all out? Like, let me let them out.
I suppose that was what he wanted.
It was a mercy killing.
Daisy Fitzroy. Come on, you piece of horse shit. Tell me about Daisy. Cut him loose. What? Schofield says cut him loose. They're bringing his tools to the lockup. That'll keep him clean, I guess. Why? What
I don't understand how Chen Lin is alive now.
We're in a world where he was never murdered. Somewhere we'll find out why, I suppose.
I don't suspect you can change something like that and have everything else remain the same.
Yeah. That's kind of a big thing. It's fine. Let's go. It can't be that bad, right? Right?
These men.
I killed them. They were dead.
Not in this world. Look at their noses. They're all bleeding.
What's wrong with them?
They remember
Remember what?
being dead.
It's definitely not great. It's not an ideal situation.
What is going on here, Sansmark? As my head of security, I suspect you'll want to find out how these two slipped past your men. What they were doing.
Let's go.
Well, we'll see about that.
Boop. Can you stop shooting me?
That man.
Have you
just
considered?
In the other world, he was the one who was strung up on the wall.
In the other world? This whole business makes my head hurt.
Oh, look, they're cuddling. Alright, let's go. Time to go. Elizabeth, I really need you to stop running in front of me, though. Like, you gotta stop. Do you have anything cool in here that I want? Not really.
More money. Catch.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
That was like nothing, though. That was like no money at all. Listen. Get me out of here. Let's go. Nava?
I saw you break his bones. As a philosophy.
What? I like my bones.
Don't stop
Let's just run on through. We don't need to stand around. Hello. Hello. And his head exploded. Beautiful. You'll love to see it. Okay, there's the gunsmith. Is this where the cipher was? I think it was on the other side. That's fine. We'll get there. JK, I have to go all the way around. Unless it's here? No.
Booker?
It is on the other side.
Look.
What?
Looks like Fink isn't giving you the job.
The hyena is a trickster. They live to stir up trouble. So
Here
you
it is.
beware the hyena. They will leave you with
Yeah.
nothing but the sound of their laughter.
Yeah. You wanna?
Alright, give me a second. The broken clock tolls at midnight.
Which clock? This looks like the one.
Set it to midnight.
Do it.
Allow me.
Nice. Give me more shield. Okay. Beautiful. We did it. Alright, back to the gunsmith. Let's go. Assuming I don't get stuck on corners. Because I tend to do that. Here. Sir! Hello! I am here! Make me some guns!
Do you hear anything?
Huh?
No machines. No tools.
Let's go find that gunsmith.
Yeah,
He's
they
upstairs.
took all of his
Look.
stuff.
The shrine. It's a figure of Comstock now.
Mr. Lin? Chen Lin? Excuse me, Chen Lin?
Who are you? You speak up. Speak up! Can't hear you over all these machines. Very loud.
Not great.
I'm Booker DeWitt.
Stand back. These machines very dangerous. Wait downstairs with Mrs. Lin.
Daisy Fitzroy sent us. We need to talk to you about getting some weapons.
Machines very dangerous. No place for stupid people. Want to lose pretty head?
Mr. Lin.
Downstairs.
What is wrong with him?
Remember him dead in that cell?
Calm
Maybe
his
in
troubled thoughts.
some way he remembers that too.
Ease his burden.
How would you reconcile that?
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm looking for Mrs. Lin.
I'm Mrs. Lin.
No, I mean a little Chinese lady. She was...
Booker, this is Mrs. Lin.
They took Chen's tools.
Where are you looking?
What's he got without his tools?
Well, your husband's a bit out of sorts.
He could work again.
Oh
Maybe.
no. Not the toilet wine.
Mrs. Lin.
You gotta go
Can you
easy
tell me
on
who
it.
took your husband's tools?
Goddamn police. They took them and locked them up in the impound in Shantytown.
Okay.
Would having his tools back fix his mind?
Who cares?
Probably not.
We're not getting any guns if Chen Lin doesn't have his tools. Let's head to Shantytown.
Ugh. I do hate this section.
Did you
It's
notice? Lin had a bloody nose.
His ears were also bleeding.
This Tara. I'm not so sure it was a good idea.
No, it was a horrible idea, actually.
I see him.
You don't see anything.
Keep shooting. Kill you.
There's Shantytown. Sir? Hey? stuck on things. Again, never not stuck on things. That one. Don't want that. And I guess we'll top off on what we got. Pull the lever!
You wanna ask me, ask me.
About what?
My finger.
Sorry, I didn't...
It's all right. It's as much a mystery to me as anyone else. Maybe Songbird knows, but he's not talking.
I'm sorry.
What for? I get to wear this stylish thimble to cover up my hideous deformity. I hear they're all rich.
You're just missing the tip of your finger. Listen, it's not that big of a deal. Elizabeth. Come on. Whoa! Excuse you! That was a rocket to the face. I would prefer if we didn't do that again. Thank you. There we go. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's go loot all the bodies, because I definitely didn't grab everything.
Here's some cash.
Hi,
Catch,
Loma.
Booker.
Stinky cat in a box. Lamia basically lives in this box now that I have on the floor. From when I was bringing everything back home. It's just, it's where she lives now. She only ever gets out of it to eat and drink and use the bathroom, and when we go to sleep at night, so she can step on me and scream in my face. I want this. Let's go! We just got into this area. I don't like how many different areas there are here. Just let me go where I need to go.
You must think me some sort of freak. A girl who can bring dead men back to life. Whose only acquaintance is a giant bird creature. It must seem ridiculous.
I mean,
You
yes.
just got dealt a bad hand.
But it's okay.
I am not going back to that tower no matter what happens.
They won't stop until they have you.
Why? What did I do to them?
You frighten them.
Good.
This is what they want, brothers. To keep you so hungry, you can't speak but to beg. To keep you so ignorant, you can't think of solutions to all your problems. To keep you chasing that almighty silver eagle so you can buy everything.
These people are like this because of Fink. Maybe Daisy's right. Maybe she should pay him back for all of this.
Not before she pays us. We're here for guns and then the airship.
I found some money. Want it?
Thanks. Why did you throw it through the... This part is far too long. And just not well handled. I didn't remember it being this bad, but again, I haven't played it in over a decade. It's not great though.
Nice.
For sure. And it is far too long. And I would like for it to be done now.
Come on! Hurry up! Hit it! Hit it harder! Hit it harder!
Barely making a goddamn dent.
I'm hungry, Bill.
There's a tear.
There,
Over there.
that one.
Done.
Do you want to give them food though?
Out of my way!
All of this money. Okay. And thinking about taking another break soon. I have been very good about hydrating today, and it is showing.
They don't give a damn if we live or die.
Okay, buddy.
I don't understand. Why some people are treated like men, and others like animals.
There's plenty of places down below where you'll find more of the same.
Like at Wounded Knee.
Yeah, like a wounded knee.
Okay.
Booker, there's the impound.
We're gonna have to get through an army to get those tools.
That's fine, we can do it.
Take positions!
It's fine. I will not. You cannot make me. You are not my real mother. What is this? Whoa!
Open it!
Sure thing!
Is that actually doing anything? I think it is. It is. Hey! We did it!
Go ahead.
There you go!
Allie! 19 months? That's too long. That is actually too long. Hey, that's actually too long? Thank you, Allie, for the tier 1 sub. How are you doing, friend? How is it going? I was gonna message you today, and then I lost complete track of time because I don't know what life is right now. It's fine. But I love you. I hope you're doing well. It's been right too long!
Do it.
Too long. I'm gonna shoot you a message after stream, though, and you should fill me in on everything. I can imagine. Everything's a little. I mean, you got a lot on your hands right now. Got a lot that you're doing. Hey, if you could not shoot me while I'm chatting with my buddy. Okay, listen, bud. Hey, pal. Hey, terrible.
Elizabeth.
You've got a very solid excuse for not knowing what day it is, to be fair. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. Right? You've New Human just dropped. You got your hands full. Oh. Tomorrow is Tuesday. It is currently Monday. Oh, you're shooting me. That's what's happening here. Okay. But yeah, we should chat sometime soon when you get a chance. But also, I understand and recognize that you are incredibly busy. You got a lot happening, and that is okay. But yeah, thank you for the sub, Allie. I love you, and I miss you. And I hope you're doing well. Give me this. Can I not open this? I can't open this. Where are we going? Where? I think I'm supposed to go this way. Well, we're going this way now. Here? Where? This way. Here? No, we're still traveling. Where are we going, though, is the question. Because I came here and it told me to go back on the rail. Here? Here.
Locked. Elizabeth.
Oh,
Elizabeth, do your thing while I loot stuff. Okay. Great.
Done.
Perfect! Great timing. Let's go. Oh my god, we're leaving the area already. Ugh. Okay. Let's take another quick break because your girl's gotta pee again. So yeah, it's all blue because I've got Gardic up. So yeah, we'll be back in like a minute or two while I pee. Do some game if you want while I'm gone. Or don't. You don't gotta. But it's there if you want it. Hey! Alright. We are good to go. Yeah. No yawns. No yawning. Yawns aren't allowed. At all. Oh boy. Also, what time is it? Oh cool, we've got like about an hour left of stream. We're doing so dang good! Okay. I think I am good to go for the 4 hours today. I wasn't sure that I was going to be just because I'm so tired. The weather's been changing and it's wonderful. Like, it's been kind of gloomy today, but like, it was really nice, like, temperature-wise. I had all the windows open, and like, I didn't have to wear a sweater if I didn't want to. I actually was kind of like running around in a tank top and shorts earlier. It was really nice. But, like, because it's still a little cold, or keeps going between, like, being cold and, you know, being not cold, it just, my joints are not pleased, and it's been making sleep difficult. But it's okay. It's all good. Alright. Also, we have picked up over half of the boxophones. So that's cool. Audio logs is the word that I was looking for. This is the way we need to go. Okay.
Stop him!
No! Hello?
Get closer!
Will you? Alright. Listen.
Gotta reload!
Boop!
Trash!
Where? There we go.
Compared to a fake.
Oh!
Mercy belongs to the Lord. My aim is true as my eye.
Whoa! Getting smacked? Where is man?
Okay, catch.
Got it.
Okay.
He ran away.
Where is he? Sir? Oh, there you are. How do I get up there? There, I found the stairs. We're fine.
It's him.
Open it.
All right.
Close in for the kill.
Hello. Okay. Anything cool in here? Why are we gasping? What is happening? What is the problem, Elizabeth? Hey. Hey. Don't you know it's rude to shoot a man when he's in the bathroom? Don't you know it's rude to shoot anyone when they're in the bathroom? Really, technically. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't shoot people when they're in the bathroom. Or you'll be considered rude. What is that? Hand cannon. I don't want that.
Huh.
Yeah. No, look. Don't shoot people when they're drinking their wine toilet. Toilet wine. Not wine toilet. I don't like wine toilet, and I'm sorry that I misspoke. That it's like a fountain. It's like those fancy fountains that you can get drinks from, but instead of a fountain, it's a toilet.
All done.
Full of wine. Once you go toilet wine, you never go back. Or it's like bathtub booze. Like a wine bidet. No. Oh, just like that though. Yes. You you set it up so you can hit the button and it'll just splurt out some wine for you. For easy dispensing. Oh boy. A part of me kind of loves the idea of a wine bidet.
Now we just have to get them back to the Vox, and then we get our airship.
Hey, Elizabeth, stop being
Take a
busy.
look at this.
Like as a
All
joke,
yours.
a wine bidet would be very funny.
Who are we really helping by getting guns for the Vox Populi?
It's gonna help us.
Daisy can make a change, can't she? Make things better for the people here.
Sure.
Possibly. She can definitely try. Elizabeth, go. Can I have all these things? Okay. We do need to tell Bidet Official. Hey, Bidet Official, do you want to sponsor me and send me a bidet so I can make a wine bidet? Consider.
Well,
This
I'm
is a
sure
good
as hell I'm gonna be able
investment.
to carry all this back to the shop. God, I can't think this all the way through.
Genuinely, I don't know if I can drink anymore because of my medications. Which is, like, fine. I honestly am not terribly heartbroken about it. I would try, though, for wine bidet.
What is that?
It looks like a tear to another version of this room that doesn't have any tools in it.
Well, if the tools aren't in there, then
Then they must be back
at the shop.
Booker, if we go into this tear, I don't think there's any turning back.
Okay, well, we'll wait for a second
wanna go now?
because I want the key. Oh, wait, I guess I can go... It sends us into the same place, just a different place of this place. I want the box that requires a key, but I don't have the key. It's fine. I also just want to be done with this section. I don't need all the things.
Well, that did something.
Come on, let's head back to the gunsmith and finish our deal. I aim to be on that airship and well shut of this place for long.
Yeah,
If
let's...
the Vox get their weapons, there's going to be a revolution just like Les Miserables. These people are gonna have better lives.
Yeah.
I also like how there's still the assumption that Daisy has an agreement with us, considering we are, like, you know, dimension hopping. We don't know that that's the case. And I don't remember if that's actually addressed or not. I'm just thinking about it.
Oh God. Like it never was. How is it gone?
Can you feel
What if
it?
we go upstairs?
Daisy's moved these people. Things can change, Booker, and we can be a part of it.
I don't want to be a part of it. Once we get our airship, we'll be well shut of this place.
Is there anything else in here? Move! I need her to get out of my way. Can't unlock this without a key. Well, where's the dang key? This is horrible. Oh well. Isn't it like... They like hidden it in the corner. Just a little wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Okay, I'm getting annoyed listening to these men just constantly chanting. It needs to stop. We gotta go. Those are bombs. Those are mines. Yes, I want to leave. Get me out of here. That man exploded before I shot him? Woo! Get me out of here. I would like to not be here. Thank you. Look, this isn't my fight. I don't have to kill every man that we come across.
You're Booker DeWitt, the hero of the Vox.
What the hell are they talking about?
Look at that poster. In this world, you're a hero.
I remember I led the Vox. Slate and I burned down the Hall of Heroes.
Booker, your nose. Bleeding.
Hard to think of. Just two memories in the same
Booker,
place.
come back to me. We're going to find Daisy.
I'm sure it's fine.
And we're getting out of here on the first leg. Let's go.
Let's go! But I'm here! I'm alive! I forgot about this, like, entirely. I'm sure it's fine, though.
In this world, you are a martyr.
These folk need a better class of hero. When it comes down to it, the only difference between Comstock and Fitzroy is how you spell the name.
Booker! I don't know about that.
Long live Daisy! Hold. There's no getting out of this.
Give me that! I won't be using it, but the bottle is cool. Great.
Press to lunge at enemies, delivering a tornado blow. Hold and release to build up a more devastating tornado blow.
Tornado blow. Let's go. We got the wind hands. Not as good.
Rocket's over there.
Oh wait, hold on. Where is it? There we go. We still love our shock jockey. And the bucking bronco.
Thing that moves out there.
Excuse me?
Surrender.
Sir, you are far too wiggly. There we go.
Do it.
There you go.
Okay. Game, I use my vigors pretty regularly. They are... I think the fact that I can just use them, like, non-stop is probably, like, the best bit, honestly. Nah, they're very good.
You hold on to this.
They're very good. I love... feel like the build that I have is kind of, like, cheap, but I love it.
Yes, we did it. I don't know if I
Great.
brought us to a world
like
where the
it?
Vox had weapons. Or I created one.
It doesn't matter. I've wasted bullets on these fools. sure it's fine.
He was just there!
Yeah, like I would like crows more if it was cheaper. And all it really does is just stun the enemies, which like is great and fine.
What I meant to have happen.
But
They're dead, Booker.
Come on.
I don't know.
Let's leave this place. Let's go to the factory.
I like having the guys up in the air as opposed to just being a mess of crows.
Responsibility, none of it. You just opened a door to this world and
Yeah, like it's a decent stun.
Sure, Booker.
But it definitely, like, I don't know, I like having them up where I can see them. You shouldn't stand there! Elizabeth! Oh wait, no, that's just cutting through it. Okay, I thought that was an explosive.
My little trick was a form of wish fulfillment.
Yeah, yeah!
I got my wish.
The bonus damage is very good. We're here for the bonus damage. No, so you don't really need to aim crows. They will target whichever, whatever enemies are closest. You need to aim with Bronco, but not really. It's sort of like it's a kind of an area of an effect, so you don't really have to worry too much. What? Oh, Patriot. Okay, that's fine. Get that rocket in there. Oh, there's a lot happening. Okay. Okay. Hi, Bo. How's it going? How are you doing? So they can, the crows can if you get an upgrade for them, which I think I have. Are you shooting me? No, you're shooting the man behind me. So yeah, the crows can, like, target other things, but it's... Yeah. it's not super worth it. Enjoy soup? Why am I exploding? What is happening? Well, that was unfortunate.
Get that door open unless someone takes that airship out.
Are we volunteering?
Yes. Yes, we are. How do I get up there? I don't know how to go. Yeah. We like crows, but they're not the greatest. I'm telling ya, it's Bronco and Shock Jockey. I don't know where I'm going. Here? Am I going here? We're going here.
Need to sabotage the engine and bring this thing down.
Ooh. Okay. It is true. They are better than bees, which is horrible and sad because we love bees, but bees weren't very good. How's it going, Bo? Nice to see you here. I want bees in Bioshock to be good, and I definitely try to use them every single time. Like, every time I play the first one, I definitely try and use bees, but it's just, they're not good. It's horrible and tragic. Okay, listen.
Need to sabotage the engine and bring this thing down.
Booker, here.
I mean, we've got a brand on the back of our hand. I mean, it's Sometimes you gotta know why you're exploding, and you don't know why you're exploding.
Okay, now to get
True.
off this thing.
There isn't anything wrong with our hand. I think we grow talons every so often with Crow, and other than that, it's not as good as Bee's. Was that a bird or was that Elizabeth? Okay, I was like, I can't target any of these. Oh, your poor shoulder. It's me! They're cheering for me! I don't know where I'm going. Where is this track taking me? Woo! Yeah! Woo! Let's go! Sounds like they're saying do it.
Come on, Elizabeth. Let's go
Not
find
do it.
Daisy in the...
Let's go. Whoa! Whoa! Very hard to tell what is happening at any given time. Okay. Great. Let's go.
Daisy said she was coming here for Fink.
We need to take that elevator up. Bet it leads to Fink's office.
I want more bullets. Please. Preferably, I would like to have, boors. Oh no. Oh. Oh, ow. Shoulder, please. I would like to not be in this section anymore. I would like to be done here. You know what the problem with this section is? Not enough of the Lutesses.
They're just right for each other, aren't they?
Who?
Fitzroy and Comstock. Maylin?
Oh boy.
Mr. Lin? My God, I was so set on getting to Paris. I didn't really think that
You couldn't have known this would happen.
I had a role in this catastrophe. If you want to pretend that we're purely innocents in this, then that's your prerogative, but...
Hello?
Hello? Fink?
I saw you die, Booker. Saw it with my own eyes.
Fitzroy. Listen, I got you your guns. I'm here for my airship.
But my Booker DeWitt died for the Vox Populi. You either an imposter or a ghost. My Booker DeWitt was a hero to the cause, a story to tell your children. You just complicate the narrative.
Daisy, please. This is a problem.
Kill your oppressor!
Oh, hey! We were cool! You could have just let me go through! We would have been fine! Oh, no. Oh, this is unfortunate. Excuse me while I steal every bit of money I can find. We have so much. Tents. I forgot there were tents. What are the tents like? Bonk. We do got the bad hands now. Okay, maybe we keep that instead of Shock Jockey for now.
No problem.
But I like Shock Jockey.
It's done.
We'll see how good this one is. There are things in here. I almost missed things! Horrible. Terrible. No. No, 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 no. I'm trying to grab this. Yeah, we can try tents.
Take it.
We can do a test run with the tents. Also. I don't have enough salts. Can though. Can have enough salts. Those are broken. Those aren't working. I've just wasted my salts. Okay, let's... Again, I want to make sure I have enough ammo at any given time. Decrease the salts necessary for possession would be nice. But also, increase duration of enemies' float. Shock chain. Yes, please. And then I don't have enough for that. It is tragic, but that is okay.
Dangerous measures. Protect your women and your treasures.
There you are. I found you. Sniper rifle. Not the hand cannon. Okay. I need like 40 odd more. That's enough. That's enough for the sniper. Let's go. That is our sniper rifle. Completely upgraded. There we go. Okay. Well. Bye. Okay. Where is he? There he is. Hi, Salvia. How's it going, friends? How are you doing? Why are we screaming? I'm right here! But yeah, hey pal. How are things? Tesla coil. Give me that. I feel you on the tired front. Hopefully you can get some good rest. Take it easy for the rest of the day. Honestly, I'm doing pretty alright. Like I said, I am a little tired, but it's been like... The weather's been a little weird. Really nice, but like, it's still fluctuating and it's left me sort of like, what? But like, we're doing good.
Kill the imposters. Burn their bodies when you're done.
I got a lot done today, so that's exciting.
Fireman, be careful!
Get that Kirby level done. You got this. You got this.
Go ahead.
Done.
Tesla coil. Alright, where is... Oh, he's there.
Fire and fury! The prophet knows all!
It's not as good. And this is tragic.
You need this.
Much
Thank you.
obliged.
This is sad. This is a sad day. Tent kinda sucks. It's bucking Bronco and Shock Jockey all the way. Like, I know that wasn't against, like, the regular enemy, but even still... It was tragic. Okay, where is literally any enemy?
Taking cover! Finish you myself.
Sir? Where?
There he is. Not buoying your way out of this.
I just want them to come to me. Please?
Get back here!
Consider? Why would you do that? Why would you run at me like that?
I'll cut you in half.
Where are you?
Get him down!
Oh, hi!
So much noise!
Oh! This is terrible, terrible, horrible, miserable, awful, bad things.
Need more time.
Sir, you are too wiggly. Oh.
There he is! Don't get an inch!
Okay, where?
No reprieve.
No? I hadn't considered that. At all. No idea. You mean if I shoot the handyman in the heart, I do more damage? Tooltips are so annoying. I'm sure I could find a way to turn them off in the options menu, but I can't be bothered to continue to look through menus. Literally, where are these men? I don't need the telescope. Great, it's a telescope. Hello? Where are they?
You're about to die.
It sounds like he's right here. Elizabeth, I need help.
I'll slaughter you.
Stop dying by avoiding damage. It's a good one. That's a good one. Also hadn't considered that. You here? Where is man? I think the game is bugged. I don't know where this man is.
You're about to die.
What if I'm being shot at now. Oh, is he on the ship? There he is. I see him. Alright, well, we've done it. What does this do? Hey! Oh, God! I could have done that better. I don't know why I thought that was gonna work. It's fine, I'm sure. Elizabeth, can you come here? Hey, Elizabeth? Where is she? Ma'am? where is she gone? Like, actually, where has she gone? Elizabeth! There she is.
No, no, no! She's going to kill that child. Booker, we have to do something. We have to act. We have to get in there. Come on, Booker, we've got to get out of here. Boost me up.
Okay.
Go to the window and distract Daisy. Go!
Is this it? Is this your movement, Daisy?
This is what needs to be done. You see, the founders ain't nothing but weeds. Cut them down and they just grow back. If you want to get rid of the weed, you gotta pull it up from the root.
That's
the only way to be
Well,
I guess it runs in the family.
it's fine, I'm sure.
Elizabeth. Whoa, whoa, hey, easy.
It was either her or the child. Also, where did you get those scissors from? Where did you get those?
Feel better already.
She needs to stop running off. Hey.
What are you doing in there? Listen, I think you should talk to me.
I'm just gonna keep doing it.
I've been there.
Oh, never mind. I can't do it anymore. I do like that he's just like banging on the door as he's trying to be like, hey, let's talk. Shall we like figure this out? I know it's rough in there, but just like pounding away at the door the entire time. It's like, Booker, come on.
Elizabeth.
This is all they had.
Listen.
How do you do it?
How do I do what?
Forget. How do you wash away the things that you've done?
You don't. You just learn to live with it.
So
True, Booker does only know punch.
New York or Paris? No!
Shit. Come on, we gotta find a way to make this thing go faster.
There's gotta be some sort of throttle or accelerator.
Do you know what that looks like?
I don't know.
Help me find it! Elizabeth!
Songbird!
Hang on to something!
Ouch. This is fine, I'm sure. No problems here, actually.
That's not it.
Certainly is.
Isn't.
Is.
Try again.
All right.
Hold on.
Here you are.
My babies.
Booker, we've got to stop them.
No, that's the E.
No, that is
Booker,
certainly
hurry.
No, it's not.
It is.
Isn't.
Is.
Isn't.
Is.
If they play the whole song,
No,
he'll
you
come
try.
back.
Fine.
Stop it!
Nope, that is not it.
Stop
Fine.
it! You don't know
Here
what
we
you're
are.
doing!
Ha! There it is.
You've done it now. He's coming back. He's coming back.
The notes were correct.
The instrument was not.
One needs both to get his attention.
But if you know how to sing to him...
He will take you where you need to go.
I'm trying to take it and you wouldn't let me.
Who are you? We are where we are needed.
And needed where we are.
So Comstock uses these songs. Well, there others we can use? Something to keep the bird off our back?
Perhaps you should ask the maestro himself.
So where is he? Of course.
I love
well,
them.
At least they left the piano.
Whoosh! Whoosh! Fuck your music.
Booker. That's Comstock House. If we're gonna find him, we should start there.
Thank God we are done with the Finktown section.
Vox Populi ain't.
Close your eyes and jump. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. Just jump. Jump.
Honey, I
Come
can't
on,
do
jump.
it. I cannot do it. I'm sorry. I love you, but I can't. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
You need to remove your belongings or we can't take any more people. The barge is full. You're going to have to remove some of your luggage if we're going to fit more people on deck.
Yeah. I vaguely remember some of the stuff that happens, like, from here on out. Like, some of the more specific stuff, I guess. I shouldn't say vaguely, because it's not vague. And I remember, like, enjoying this section more. I had more or less forgotten about the Chenlin section, which seems like it was for the best. Because that was horrible. And I hated it. Never again. Do you have anything for my shotgun? Yeah, you do, but I can't afford it. So, what is that, $255? Okay, we can do that.
More money. Okay.
Give. It better be enough. Girl. You were like 14 off.
Open it.
You bet.
This is horrible. Awful and horrible. Who is shooting me? I'm gonna die.
Hurry.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Try to keep you shocked.
Bad.
Cut him off.
Ammo, Booker. Here you go.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Lead you in the
Do it.
Done.
Tear him apart.
Fuck. There we go. Okay, this is better.
Reloading! Don't let him aim!
Who needs to aim?
There's no way out.
There we go.
It's over, right?
Oh, he's already dead. Not me just constantly trying to shoot him. I have enough money now, right, to afford my shotgun upgrade? Because I would love that. Love that for me. Oh, hiccups. Also take all of the... I guess I could have possessed this. Oh well. That's what I want, right? Yeah. Shotgun damage. Hand cannon. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I hadn't missed.
Need money?
Yes.
Okay, cash.
Always. Give me all of the cash forever. Okay, is there anything else over here that I can, like, loot? Also, we're getting close to the end of stream.
What
Made
is
a lot
it
of good
about that song
progress,
that brings in the
which
bird?
is great.
It always has.
I don't
When
know
I
how
was
far
younger,
into
I
the game
used
we
to
are,
be
though.
Excited when I heard it.
Excited.
So I don't
He
know
was
if
all I
we'll.
had. He fed
I don't know if
me,
we'll finish this week.
brought me books.
It's fine if we don't.
He was my friend.
Friend.
Until I grew up. And I hated him. Because he was my warden. But he's just Comstock's pet, isn't he? Just like me. All done.
Yikes.
Look at this. Fitzroy's no better than Comstock. Was she?
Once people get their blood up,
Yeah.
it ain't easy to settle it down again.
This is
Stay, wait, we've already hit like the halfway point, or are hitting the halfway point? Dang. Whoop!
Catch!
Exciting. Probably not. We'll see though. Maybe I'll be real quick next time. It's not gonna happen. We can hope, but it's not likely to happen. Give me this boy.
Can really see the future, do you?
I saw something once when I first got here. A dream. It was New York, but larger than any New York I ever saw.
I'll do it.
It was burning.
I'll do it.
Magic is rubbing off on you.
Yeah!
Join the fight! We shall not be silenced!
Okay, this is fine. We're doing great, actually. Okay. But no, like I'm really happy with like the progress that we've made today. I'm glad that we got done with Finkton, because that was miserable. And now we don't have to do it again! And that's great. And we've gotten Elizabeth to change her outfit. I am indifferent to that. But it is a good marker of progress. Is there anything else?
Locked. Elizabeth?
I'll give it a whirl.
We do get to see the Lutesses more, which is incredibly exciting for me. I'm incredibly excited about it, at least. Fucking love them. They're very good. They're good characters.
I just realized who those two are.
Yeah?
Well, at least she invented the technology that allows the city to float.
There they
Quantum
are!
particles, suspended in space-time at a fixed height.
So, not giant balloons?
But the thing is, my book said they disappeared
There they
several years
are!
ago.
I told you they'd come.
No, you didn't.
Right. I was going to tell you they'd come.
But you didn't.
But I don't.
You sure that's right?
Something tells me they're not exactly what they appear.
I was going to have told you they'd come?
No.
The subjunctive?
That's not the subjunctive.
I don't think the syntax has been invented yet.
It would have had to have been.
Had to have
Sorry.
been. That can't be right.
I like that
Seem to wanna
he's painting
They
himself.
seem to be out of their minds.
Odd, isn't it?
What's odd?
The fact that we sometimes...
Finish each other's sentences?
Exactly.
It would be odder if we didn't.
How do you suppose they manage that?
I'll get back to you after I figure out the floating city bit.
I love them. Perfect.
Come on. Comstock House is up ahead.
We have about 20 minutes left of stream. I think we can make some good progress in the Comstock House. before we finish.
The seed of the prophet shall sit the throne. He was grooming me, wasn't he?
Comstock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Why lock me up?
I'm guessing you didn't want to be groomed. Maybe he had something in the works to make you a
Thought they'd stay on top forever. Look at them now.
Hey, boys. Okay. It's true. I love them so much. Carbine, hand cannon, RPG, heater, repeater, machine gun, pistol, burst gun, carbine, handgun, or hand cannon. Still no more of what I want.
More money.
Give.
Catch, Booker.
Okay.
Thanks.
Blue Tesses are just perfect. Said it before and I'll say it again. I would like this, but it's not necessary. Okay, this is fine. Give me all of these things.
District's out. Execute anybody who looks like they give us trouble. Anyone with a gun, anyone wearing glasses.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I kind of like being able to just, like, blow through them. But at the same time, the fact that they're basically just Comstock cops, but reskinned, is a little meh. What do I want? This. And that's really all I need from here. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, it's kind of, I'm glad that we're sort of just,
Can you
like,
open this?
exclusively using the shotgun and the sniper rifle, because we seem to, like, be getting a lot of the ammo for that regularly. Plus, I can purchase it whenever I want. But I can see that being, like, super frustrating with some of the more, specialized weapons, I suppose.
Got a lock, needs picking.
Use the picks,
Really?
please.
That little old lock. It's done.
Let me in! Hi, I see you! Like, I know you're here!
Give up!
Okay, buddies. And I mean, like, from a...
How do you stand that? It smells revolting.
It makes sense from, like, a plot standpoint, because, like, you know, the Vox have what's available to them, which is whatever...
You hold on to this.
Basic guns the...
Thanks.
That's fair, yeah. Tessa's brother arrives. Jokes, though. I forgot what I was saying. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Have you given me a new thing in the amount of time? You haven't. There's nothing new there. This is tragic. I just want more boom with my shotgun. More boom, please. Nope, can't go this way. Alright. Wheel. Excuse you, Elizabeth. Yeah, I don't like that you have to fight the Vox. It's just, it's annoying that they decided that they were gonna be like, but actually everyone's is a baddie. Which, like, I get, but also commit to the Vox being cool.
Just as well as
Let them be cool. Instead of making me fight them. I don't like it. I want to fight the capitalist pigs. Let me shoot Fink and his men, Comstock and his boys, and not have
I found some
Fitzroy
money.
be a baddie.
Want it?
Yes, give me your cash.
Thanks.
Right? 100%. Like, listen, they got every right. Shit's been bad for them. Everything that's coming to the dudes that they're murdering. Kinda had it coming. Consider.
Here you go, you sons of bitches!
I get super salty at the two wrongs don't make a right people though. It's like, cool, but how are you gonna stop the people who are wrong? Especially when you've tried every other possible means of stopping them. Anyway. It's fine. Okay, come here.
Ammo! Take it!
Ammo's not what I need. Right? Yeah. Listen. They're doing us a favor by killing Comstock's men. We're here for it. Hell, I will help them. Tooltip, go away.
Give me a second.
This is horrible. Everything is bad. Excuse me while I shove these hot dogs down my throat. Give me your hot dogs. I just got an achievement and I don't know what for.
Profits will fall.
Touch your soul!
Did he? Okay, he's dead. Everything's great. We've done it. Sorry, I can form a coherent thought now. Yeah, no, it's like, listen, Comstock and his goons, horrible, miserable, awful. The fact that Fitzroy and the Vox are cleaning them up, good. Good for them. Do it. But also, we have also been killing them the entire time. I don't think it's as big a deal as the game tries to make it out to be. It's fine, actually. Ken, let me help.
That seems right up your alley.
Let me see.
I will assist. If you
There you
could do
go.
that a little faster, that'd be cool. Thank you. Alright. Where to next? This way? Up here? Going up here, right? Through here,
Help
maybe?
me out with this lock.
I can do that.
Eee.
Ready.
Okay, maybe we will arrive to Comstock House.
Dibs on the girl.
Who's?
Put it in your brain. You over there?
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to Comstock House.
Should we check out the bookstore before we leave?
Yes, we are looking around. Listen. We got this. I'm gonna buy it.
Need money? Take it.
Yes. Give me your
Great.
cash.
got a lock here.
Let me see.
And while that cost a lot of money, it kind of paid itself back a little bit. Not a ton,
All yours.
but this is nice. Okay. Take. Anything cool down here?
Check out downstairs.
But I just got here. Don't check out downstairs. Don't, actually.
There he is!
No one's here! God, they float for ages now! Okay, it said to investigate the bar? What bar? Don't want to go to Comstock House just yet. You mean here? Or was I just supposed to come down here and trigger that? Was that it? Okay, I think that's it. That's fine. Let's go back upstairs. Oh boy.
Anyone against us is a pig. This is it for you.
Okay. Oh. Hey, consider not doing that thing you're doing. That thing that you're doing, kind of a bad idea.
These lock when we pass through.
Yeah, I
We won't be
understand.
able to return.
No, I understand. That's fine. We don't need to go back anymore. We've done what we've needed to do back there.
Can you open this?
It's a simple dual dial lock. My book said most fools keep the combination no more than 20 feet away.
Let's hope we find one of those fools.
Okay, well.
More money. Booker, here.
Thank you.
Got it.
We have to do this up here? We have to do this while I'm here?
Why are you so keen on lockpicking and code breaking?
If you put a person in a cage, they develop an interest in such things.
I suppose so.
And I won't be locked up again, but...
Bad. Hi, baby. You should get down, Booker. It's going to see you.
Elizabeth.
Let's go.
Elizabeth, you...
Promise me.
I will stop him.
That is an oath you cannot keep. But promise me that if it comes to it, you will not let him take me back.
It won't come to that. All right?
Yikes. Let's go. Yeah. Leave area. Let's go. And this is as good a spot as any to end. Alright. Yeah. Our last checkpoint was like just now, so this is fine and good and works just fine. That is too bright. My lighting is all fucked up right now. That's fine. We did more Bioshock, and that was exciting and wonderful and awesome. We will do more of this on Wednesday, which is great. I don't know what I'm trying to say at this point. My brain has turned into mush. But, like, in a good way. Shall we find someone to raid into? I don't really have anyone on right now. I've got Black Girl Gamers and Hugh. So unless somebody has recommendations, I think we're gonna go say hi to Chew. Boop. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start the raid for Chew. Because we love Hugh Chew around here. As always, thank y'all for being here, being wonderful and fantastic. I've been enjoying this. This has been fun. Have a great night, all of y'all. Like I said, I will be back on Wednesday with more Bioshock, and we'll do some indie games on Friday. But until then, take care of your dang selves. I love y'all. Have a good rest of your time zone, and we will see y'all next time. Bye, friends!